Welcome. So glad you tuned in to Leap of Faith as we explore Pathos. Empathy comes from Pathos. We join the lay ecclesial communities as they share faith journeys, testimonies, and positive and uplifting stories that will appeal to our emotions and touch our hearts and souls. Take the leap with us. Listen with the air of the heart.
Thank you, Natasha. Hello, welcome everyone. My name is Suzanne Dowdy and you've joined us on the program Pathos, as Natasha explained. Initially, we thought we would introduce the lay ecclesial communities, but we realized as we went along that, of course, there are many other individuals, organizations doing the same kind of work, good work. And on this program, which of course we stress on that feeling of empathy, we know that we would like to share some testimonies of other people doing good work. Today, as I said, my name is Suzanne Dowdy, and today my guests are Dr. David Tobi and Jude and Job James. Dr. David Tobi is a distinguished orthopedic specialist operating here in Trinidad and Tobago for over 45 years. Everyone knows Dr. Tobi and the good work he's done as an orthopedic specialist. But I don't think everyone knows about the work that he does in the background. And he is chairman of a foundation that does incredible work mentoring men and boys. And I'm going to ask Dr. Tobi to, as I introduce him now, to tell us about the Esimaje Foundation, how it started, and the work that he has been doing for many, many years. So, welcome, Dr. Tobi.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us. Thank you for inviting our proteges from Esimaje Foundation. How we started, how I started many years ago. I started first in 1970 with a small organization called Cradle to Prayer, where I did Medicare for people from Cookreet and Waterboard on Wednesday. Just used to go and sit there in the Women's Institute and see anybody who would come. We did that until 1991. And then in 1994, Sister Paul Clark from the Bray asked me to start with her back at home then. And we did that, and we got Petrotrin to give us a big, one of the manager's homes, and we had to, of course, do it in secret because you don't want people to know where it is. Mm-hmm. We also have a farm down there. It's still going on. We're around the Vecini Beach, all around there. So it still exists. Sister Paul has passed on, fortunately, but we're still here. Mm. So in 2006, Dr. Oti Esimaje, he came from Nigeria, and he was working with me as an intern in Port of Spain as a young doctor. He was shocked by the amount of trauma we saw at Port of Spain, the amount of trauma, especially men, either bullet wounds or cutlass and all these things. And he asked, could we do something about this? I said, all right, well, we'll start an organization. I had no idea what organization we would start, but one day we decided to hold a meeting. I think it was about 4 or 5 doctors. None of us are social workers, and none of us really knew about all this. But we thought we would start. So what has happened, so from that, the idea I got at that time, I was dealing with a young family called the James family, and they had 3 young boys there, and the father was badly injured at court. And when they dismissed him from the job, his job at the port, he asked me to see these young boys, because one had just done SBA. He didn't do so well at SBA, and he had 2 more to do SBA. So what we did was we help them with work and homework and different things like that. And the three of them eventually got into Fatima. And when they got into Fatima, they reached home and so on. But by that time, we started, 2006, we decided to start this foundation called Esimaje. And we told them they were like the arrowheads. That was the start. And from them, we did all the teaching and the different things like that. So when Esimaje started, they were the ones who started with us. And the two of them are here with us today, Joe and Jude James. And they were the head of the arrowhead. As time went on, we expanded and we got different grants and so on from the government. But the main thing was we concentrated on males, on young boys, because what we found was a lot of the government programs were geared towards female, were geared towards victims. Nobody was dealing, as far as I was concerned, with the perpetrators or who really they should be dealing with the elephants in the room. So we decided to also choose one area because at one point we were all over dealing with Carnage, Pinto Road, different areas, but instead of being so far-fetched, we concentrated on East Drive. And our main thing is cradle to career. Our main object is cradle to career, meaning we take the young children, the young boys from age 3 or 4 or even 5, and see if we can manage them until career, keep them out of trouble. So in the East Drive area, the schools we manage, or the schools we work with, Nelson Street Boys, South Port of Spain, and the rest of that. They're the ones in the eastern. There are other areas. We also developed, you could say, a campus of that area, and the area was large enough to you could say all the young males there were in our campus, and we helped a lot with this. And this is how we started, and this is how we are growing up. So that is basically what Esimaje is about.
Well, as you're talking there, Dr. Tobi, I mean, this is an immense organization. It started with the two of you doctors, but of course, I'm quite sure that you have a lot more people helping. Now, the two of you can't do this alone.
No. We have now a staff. We have OJTs. We have a place we rent. We have other people have joined because they've seen what we do. Because now we have we have to have fundraising because we don't get a lot of funds. We actually, some of the corporate people now have started giving us funds. Royal Bank, Republic Bank, Royal Bank. And we also have a fundraising dinner. That's the dinner you spoke about.
Yes.
Fundraising dinner once a year at the Hyatt. And from that, we try to run our organization. But of course, to do all these things, we need lots of funds. Now, we're trying now to do our big programs are the mentorship program, where we get mentors one-on-one for the students at Nelson Street or Rascalati or any young stuff. We tie them to an adult, might be a professional or who will be somebody. We vet first. We do all the vetting. We choose mentors. Right now, let's say we have about 40-something mentees.
Wow.
And we have mentors one-on-one, but we're trying to get up to 100. So 100 mentors, and this is what we do. Because essentially, this is what I did with the James boys, mentored them. I used to bring them every Friday afternoon to my office. Let me hear what they did for the week and so on and so on. I tried to direct them in the right way. Now they will tell you their story in a while. Where they've reached was they're old enough now and they can speak. But the whole idea was they lived in Barcelona, they live in East River too, and they're still there. And what my idea was to let them show the people of East River that where they can get to, where they can reach. They were the first 2 or 3 boys that ever go to a prestige school from that age. And I think that was very significant.
Extremely significant.
When the youngsters see them going to, when the youngsters from there see them going to school, and so that is a good example that not everybody there has the violence. That is what I wanted to make sure that they're there and they're example. So they teach there too sometimes, and they give their examples to the children in that area. Everybody in the area knows them, and everybody knows that they've done well. So for the last 20 years or so, 20 years, that's what we've been doing.
Well, I know we're just touching the tip of the ice. I know we're touching the tip of the iceberg here, but let's go to the James brothers now. Then let's hear from them their personal testimonies. Who are we going to start with first? Jude.
Sure.
Okay.
Hi. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
And of course, thank you all for inviting us to your panel. So just a quick history. Separate from our loving parents, Angela, Joseph, and Jeffrey James, we were quite fortunate to stumble upon Dr. David Tobi, because yes, we are from East River community where most persons rely on what we see in our environment and how we act based on our environment. And by being spiritual persons, again encouraged by our parents, we were able to meet Angel, Dr. David Tobi, and Dr. Esimaje to further encourage us. And I will never forget the day Dr. Tobi asked us this question: what do you want out of life? What do you want to be as well? Right? But at such a young age, I did not know what I wanted to be or wanted to do, because I was also one of those persons who would have relied on what the environment may have presented to us, the limitations of such. So having met Dr. David Tobi and seeing all these certificates on his wall, and my brothers who wanted to be a doctor, my younger brother, Jonah James, he wanted to be a culinary chef. And I was just stuck in the middle, being the middle brother. What can I do? What can I say to impress this beacon that has now stumbled into our life? All right? So through our constant visits and mentorship through Dr. David Tobi and Dr. Oti, we decided, okay, we are going to change our life. We are going to become better. We are going to be the first generation of family to, yes, go to such prestige schools, earn scholarships, and of course, have amazing qualifications and jobs, and be leaders, not just in our communities, but of course in our families. All right, so the foundation, integration in my life particularly, has pushed me in the way that I would like to focus, and that would be entrepreneurship. Dr. David Tobi has never told us no or tried to discourage us. He has always been an encouraging factor in our life, always has supported us, even when I've done CAPE, CXC and CAPE, and I told Dr. Tobi, I would like to go abroad. I want to go to international school. I need to get an international degree, similarly to you, to my walls as well could be plastered with such encouragement for the next generation. So definitely I'm entirely thankful for the foundation. They have positioned me to even be a mentor, a teacher, a tutor, to even in my community. So when these youths and other young men see us, even yes, wearing our Fatima shirts, right, and even being around persons such as Dr. David Tobi and Dr. Oti, and Ms. Valerie Wilson, other mentors and board members. We too have took that torch from them and provided to be a beacon to other persons. So we are continuing to be the best version of ourselves. My brother, he recently graduated with his optometry degree based on the encouragement from Dr. Tobi. And my brother did culinary science. And myself, I presently work in a commercial bank. And Dr. Tobi continues yet again to push me to not be stagnant, to continue to keep climbing the ladder. And I know this may sound cliche, but I know there is no shortcut for success. But I think that there is a shortcut to success, and that is through our mentors. So, of course, I would like to thank Dr. David Tobi and the Esimaje Foundation to being beacons in our life to continue to push forward and be great citizens such as they are.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm trying not to cry, eh? But I mean, what a wonderful testimony. No, I mean, it's, you know, there's so many good people in the world, you know, and we focus on the bad. And Dr. Tobi, thank you. Thank you, Jude. So now we're going to go to your brother, Job, and let's hear from Job. Welcome. Let's hear your testimony.
All right. Thank you for having us again.
Go right ahead.
Sorry. Go right ahead.
Yep.
Start now.
Yes, thanks.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having us again. All right, so my name is Joe James, as you just introduced, and I'm very proud to say that we are part of the Esimaje Foundation, and we've been part of the foundation from the very beginning, especially the You Can Do It Too program, which I will mention in a bit. So to start off with the Cradle to Career program, I've been part of that. It has benefited me in many, many ways, especially after STA. All right, so what Dr. Tobi mentioned before is, I'll share a bit more detail on that, about my dad's incident on the court. He got an injury on his leg where it was clamped on for a couple of hours, and eventually he sought out medical attention, where they told him his only option was copyright activity. So eventually he made his way to Dr. Tobi through recommendations and referrals. And Dr. Tobi found a way to save his leg through his patience and his medical history and his experience, which we are so grateful for until this very day. So on a Friday after school, we would always go with my father for his weekly treatment at Dr. Tobi's office. And every time we would go there, we would always gaze at his certificates. We got to know him after a while, so I would always gaze at his certificates, and I would always ask questions about his career and how he got there. And eventually we built a bond over many months and eventually years. And I got really interested from the get-go in his medical journey. So I told myself from a young age that I would actually want to go into the medical field. And it has been great. I graduated with an optometry degree recently, and I'm very proud of that. I had my trials and tribulations, as everybody does, but I'm here now, and I'm very thankful to the foundation for doing everything that it has done from the age of 10 or 11. I believe I was around 11 years old until now. All right, so the You Can Do It Too program is a mentorship program. So just to let you guys know, Dr. Tobi was actually my first mentor. He was the mentor of my brothers and I, but I would like to claim him as my mentor. Right? But it was an amazing experience. Working with Dr. Tobi always helped me out with anything that has to do with self-esteem, self-confidence, motivating me in every way to always keep going. He always saying, you have to eat your book and wear your school bag. I don't know if I'm chopping up that phrase he always says, but I'm sure that's what it is. That's what it was. All right. I haven't heard it in a while, but just to continue, he's helped us out with lessons personally. He's also pushed us to continue doing our curricular activities with a fervent desire to always achieve better. What we did at a younger age was gymnastics, just to brag a bit. And it was amazing. All of these experiences, True Life, that Dr. Tobi has always been a part of, especially his initiatives, has always pushed us to become better people. We have experienced so many things through the foundation, especially under Dr. Tobi himself. I remember going to operas at the Queen's Hall, Queen's Hall. All right. And it has been a different experience from a young age, but I learned to enjoy it. And any chance I get to today, I will. Right. So that's a sidetrack there. But the foundation itself, the Esimaje Foundation, has helped so many people within my community. As Dr. Tobi mentioned before, it was more spread out. The Carolina area into East River, into maybe 2 or more areas. And they zoomed in on our area, which is East River, and they focused on helping children, especially at the primary school level, into secondary school level. Helping them with their career choices, helping them with their general knowledge. You know, it could be financial, it could be agriculture, it can be anything that they are interested in themselves. And the way that we've been able to do that is through the help of other mentors in the field. So we have doctors, we have social workers, we have OGT members in the staff that can also supplement as mentors too. Both men and female, but the main focus is on young men in our communities because really and truly that's where the major influence starts from. And we try to cut off any negative influences in their life that may lead them down a less than positive lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right? So I have mentored a few over the years. Right now, I'm mentoring this young boy from Rosary Primary School, Tobi Rosary Primary School. His name is Joshua Peltier. And he's been a great and very joyful and very happy and energetic kid. And I really enjoy working with him. And I hope to mentor many more. And I hope that through my mentorship and the involvement of the foundation that he can truly benefit and in turn be a mentor to children in his community. So the domino effect continues, basically. All right?
Amen. Yes.
And that's what the foundation is mainly focusing on with the initiative of You Can Do It Too. And we can really push this forward by increasing the sponsorships and the mentors that are in the community, basically out there. You know, to always come in and joining and help with this initiative because it can really help with bringing up the children within our less than well-off communities. All right.
Well,
and
we have a few minutes left, so I would like to go back to Dr. Tobi. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Oh, thank you, Job. Yes, thank you, Jude and Job. Wonderful testimonies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're going to go back to Dr. Tobi now so he can have the last words in the last few minutes. Thank you for joining us.
Of course.
Thank you.
God bless. Well, Dr. Tobi, this is a lot of hidden work behind the scenes. Jude and Joe have described you as an angel in their lives. And you are a very humble person because I don't think many people know that you're doing this work behind the scenes and how far back it started. So we have to applaud the work that you're doing. Now, we had notes here that some of the initiatives, you had Cradle to Career, which is both Jude and Job spoke about, and then Daddy Please Don't Go, You Can Do It Too mentorship program, Young Farmers, E&Me, which is about the entrepreneur. You know, when you go into a community, how are you accepted with all these initiatives? You find it difficult or you accept it right away?
Well, first of all, we don't just go in with banners saying this and that. We try to, you want to target the low-hanging fruit. The low-hanging fruit here are the ones who have failed. What we try to do is the children from Nelson Street and so on, who, let's say the primary school children who failed SEA, they're the ones who have it because they're the ones who the negative people will pick up and say, well, you know, go and do this. And those are the ones we try. You know, Jude and Job were good examples in terms of how his father, especially the father, was very strict with them. But many of the boys we meet, they have nobody. Nobody. Sometimes the mother isn't around, the father isn't around, worse. And they don't have anybody even asking them what they're about. We try to get those people, because if we don't get somebody else.
That's it. And you are doing your part in fighting crime.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. That's how you have to do it. That's the only way. It's not just going out there to influence. Yes, you want to influence Perez, but that is the way we do it, because we have a big monster in the back there who we have to get them away from. And that is why we have all those programs. We use them as different means, and that is why we have the mentorship, especially. And for the Cradle to Career pipeline, which is a pathway where you will meet up with many different ways, how to become an entrepreneur. The young farmer is we've actually set up aquaponic, hydroponic things in Russell Atopy and in Southeast, showing them what to do, how to do it. Even if you don't want to feel that you are academically inclined, they can do all these other things.
I'm going to have to break in here, Dr. Tobi, because I'm getting the wind-up signal, and I know there's a lot more to talk about, so I think we're going to have to aim at getting you back on this program to talk some more about all the different things that you do. I'm sorry that our time has come to an end, but I just want to thank you all very, very much. I know, as I said before, we've just touched the tip of the iceberg, but we will be inviting you on again for sure, because the work that you're doing is hidden, and we need to really highlight that. So thank you for being with us today.
All right.
Okay, and thank you to all of you.
Thanks for inviting us.
Yes, we are.
Thank you as well.
We will do that again. And thank you to all of you who have joined us today on this program, Pathos. And we'll see you again next week.